a stacked bar graph. Okay? Stacked bar graph. Now, sometimes when you're doing a bar graph, you're not looking to compare what's happening in your bar graph. You're just looking to make a bar graph. Okay? You're looking to look at the different breeds, and you're looking at really just one variable and how that one variable is distributed. Well, in a stacked bar, you are looking at a couple of different variables. Okay? So we are going to look at store A and store B. And we're going to make a comparison between these two stores. And we are going to look at fruit sold. We're looking at the fruit that they sell. We want to see which store sells more fruit, or what type of fruit. So in this store, we're going to look at pears, we're going to look at apples, we're going to look at bananas, and we are going to look, I think that's it. And then the last one we're going to have is our total. Okay, and we're going to look at the number sold. And then we're going to look at we're going to look at the percentage. Okay, we're going to look at the percentage. So the number sold of pears here was 100, and this one was 250, and this one was 320. So that makes my total 670. And so if I were doing a percentage, I would take this, I want to know what percent of the fruit sold were pears. I would take this divided by this. I would take 100 divided by 670, and that's going to give me about 14.9%. And then I take 250 divided by 670, and that's going to be 37.3%. And then I'm going to take the bananas, and that's 320 divided by 670, and that's going to be 47.8%. Now we know that those should all add up to be 100%. Okay, so we're looking at these two stores, and we're looking at the fruit that they sell. Okay, it looks like my battery is just hanging on there. So I'm going to keep going. Now in store B, if we want to compare them, we have to look at the same thing. We have to look at the number sold. And we have to look at the same variable, so it's going to be pears. It's going to be apples. It's going to be bananas. And then at the bottom we put our total. So I hope you're copying this in your notes, because I will be looking at that. That's going to be part of your assignment with these things. Okay? And then at this store, there's 800, and then there's 1,456, and then there's 1,787. And you're looking at, wow, look at the amount of fruit that they sell here. Okay? And so pears, my total here is going to be 4,043, 4043. And so I've got 19.8%, and I've got 36%, and I've got 44.2%. And that again has to add to 100. Sometimes when you round, it might not be exact. Okay, so we now have to make what's called a stacked bar chart. So that's my data. Okay, that's my data. I hope you've copied that down. Okay, I'm going to try to make my stacked bar here. I am limited for space, so I'm using the camera there. So when you make a stacked bar, we're looking to compare. So over here is going to be our percent. Okay, and we're going to say that's 10, and then that's 20, and then that's 30, and we run out of room. Let's start that again. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay? And then over here, I'm going to say that this is going to be store A, and this is going to be store B, and I'm going to make a stacked bar graph. So when you do these stacked bar graphs, you want to have a calculator handy, and I'll show you why it's going to come in handy. Okay? You probably could do some of this in your head, but I would say, have a calculator around. So we have to make a key for this. So I go over to the side here, and I'm going to say that the plain box is going to be pears. And then the next box with stripes, that's going to be apples. And then the next box with dots is going to be what? Bananas. Again, you probably want to display this a little bit neater than I did, but I'm just working off this small space. So we'll start off with our pears. So the pears is 19.8%. So I'm doing in stores, store A, pears, oops, I'm sorry, 14.9%. Pears, about 15. So I go over here and I go up to where 15 would be. Okay? Now, I'm going to write in my calculator 14.9. 14.9. Okay? Now, my next bar, okay, needs to be for the apples. I want that to be 37.3. So to figure out where I'm going to put that, I take my 14.9, which is in my calculator, and I add it to 37.3. 37.3. Enter. So I go to 52.2. So I find out where 52 is, and I do my best guess right there. And then I make that for my apples. Now, my apples are striped, so I've got to make that like that. And then the last one is bananas, and that's going to be 44.2. Well, guess what? That goes to 100. We know it has to be 100. So you could add it into your calculator, and it would give you 100, or you could just do it like this. So there's my stacked bar for store A. I want you guys to pause the video, and I want you to make the stacked bar for store B.